Hello there everyone, welcome to the new video. In this video we are going through Chaincode. So in our artifacts folder you can see at the left side we have multiple folders. So in the src folder we have two folders. First one is the Fabcar, second one is the Fabcar contract API. As I already mentioned that we can implement our smart contract using different two ways. That first one is the normal and second one is the using contract API, which are introduced in Fabric 2.0. The first one is the Fabcar. So we will have folder structure like this. First one is the fabcar.go file and second one is the go mod file. So this vendor folder will get created when we execute that command. Here I can show you deploy chaincode.sh. This one, go module, go triple one module on and go mod vendor. So what it is doing, it's adding the dependencies into the vendor folder. So coming to the fabcar.go, so each and every smart contract should implement the interface, Chaincode interface. Here there are two. Now we can see this import file within a single package, that is the main package. We have one main package, so we are importing all the necessary dependencies. These Fabric Chaincode Go, Shim and Fabric Protos Go, these packages are not available in the official Go repository, so we have to use some third-party vendoring dependency management tool. You can use anyone. Again, here we have created this car struct because we are writing a smart contract for the Fabcar. For each chaincode there are two functions, that is first one is the initialize chaincode and second one is the invoke chaincode. So initialize function is executed when we instantiate the chaincode. Invoke function will get executed when we invoke any transactions. In the initialize functions we can add any predefined logic, like if we want to add 10 cars at the network creation, instantiating the chaincode. At the same time we can execute here, but be careful because this initialize function get executed when we upgrade the chaincode as well. So make sure that if you want to add some predefined data in the network, so you can make these calls, like initialize ledger function is there. In our case, what exactly is doing, it's adding just 10 cars into the network, into the blockchain network. We could have add this logic in initialize function at the time of upgrade. We have to take special precautions for that because this function again it will get executed, so I have to move that logic again. That's why I create official repo also they recommended to create a different functions for initializing the ledger or maybe adding some data at the initial state. Here in the invoke function, so we are extracting function and arguments, API stub, .get function and parameters, and depending on the function name we have written different methods, like querying car. What exactly it's doing, we are getting arguments, and for that argument we are fetching the latest state of that asset and just we are sending. Next one is initialize. This function is just adding 10 cars into the network. We can add these cars using API as well. Create car, this is the another one functions which what exactly is doing, it's creating the car asset in and added into the blockchain. There are multiple methods for the API stub: put state, get history for asset, get history by key. Next one is a query our cars. It's querying all the cars using this range. These are just a basic smart contract functions, and we have logic here. And next function is a change car owner. This is the function where we can change the car owner. So I will show you executing the APIs, calling these functions from the client. I will show you. And this is the main function. So coming to the next one, that is the Fabric contract API. The structure is more or less same, but Here we are using contract API as a package. Again, structure, that car structure is same, struct. Initialize function is also same. So here we are not extracting the function name or arguments like a invoke function in the previous one. So create car, where we are getting these arguments and we are executing directly. Exactly same logic we have implemented here as well. Here we are getting context, and using context we are putting the state. Function names are almost same, but we are not extracting these function names explicitly here. The smart contract API does for us, and the logic is almost more or less same in the contract API. That's it for this video. In the next video we will start implementing the API using Fabric SDK. That's it for this video. Stay tuned for the more update.